Good. Good levels there. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, good. You two good? You two ready? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nekoosa Port Edward State Bank Field here on the beautiful campus of Nekoosa High School as we get you ready for some Central Wisconsin Large Conference football. Here tonight is the visiting Spencer Columbus Rockets coming in at 0-5 overall. They are 0-3 in conference against the home Nekoosa Papermakers, also 0-5 overall and 0-3 in the Central Wisconsin Large Conference. Again, good evening, everyone. Steve Ames alongside Olivia Zimmerman and Joshua Bush here tonight. It could go either way tonight. Obviously, both teams looking for their first win of the year, and two teams that have struggled mightily offensively and defensively, but could even each other out tonight before they go into the home stretch, the final third of the season here after tonight's game. Nekoosa coming off of a tough loss last week in Marshfield against Stratford, 50-14. It was 30-8 after the first quarter. It was 14-8 at one point with Nekoosa scoring on Stratford in that first half. Spencer Columbus, on the other hand, got walloped against Amherst, 54-0. It was 28-0 after the first quarter. 42-0 at halftime. Amherst getting a convincing win last week. Spencer Columbus, coached by Jason Gorst, and the Nekoosa Papermakers head coach, Mark Tuttle. Nekoosa averaging 14 points a game, giving up nearly 40. Spencer Columbus, on the other hand, averaging 5.5 points a game. They've been shut out 3 times this year and have given up 45.2 points per game. We're about a minute away from starting lineups here in Nekoosa. It is a beautiful night, chilly night, but it is the 23rd of September. We are in the 6th week of high school football. Very hard to believe that we are already here. After tonight, only a third of the games left. We have weeks 7, 8, and 9, and all of them will be action-packed on Zaleski Sports. Next week for Spencer Columbus, they are at home against Manawa. Week 8, home against Stratford. And then they finish up the season at Shiocton. Nekoosa next week, they are at Amherst for Amherst's homecoming. Week 8, they are home against Shiocton, and then rounded out Week 9, home against Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. It is kind of hard to believe we got 10 games on the docket for you tonight on Zaleski Sports. A lot of huge conference games. Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln is at DC Everest. Appleton West is at Marshfield. Greenwood is at Thorpe. Wausau West is at Spash. Amherst is at WIAA Fremont. Stratford is at Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. That is a huge one to keep an eye on. Edgar is at Abbotsford. Marathon is at Auburndale. And Waupaca is at Xavier. We'll keep an eye on all those games for you and give you updates in between quarters here on Zaleski Sports. As they go through the announcements here. Again, should be a doozy of a game here tonight on Zaleski Sports. Win, lose, or draw, we'll talk to one of the coaches at least. If they draw, that would be quite something. It did happen in week 2. No, week 1. It was that week 1 was a stormy Friday night. Mosinee and Stratford. Ended in a tie. So that is one of the lone ties, and that will only, I would assume, only hurt them in the long haul when it comes to playoff seeding. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight on Zaleski Sports, your home for Spencer Columbus Athletics. Spencer Columbus football, Columbus Catholic Athletics, as they ask more people to sign up to be officials. And if you are interested, message or go to the WIAA website, WIAAWI.org. And they thank the officials, as rightfully so. Again, it is a profession that is for some guys, some people, a side job. And it is National Anthem time. We'll take a look at the flag, and we'll have the National Anthem played by the Nekoosa Pep Band here on Zaleski Sports. Good? You want that on? No. Starting lineups. As the Spencer Columbus Rockets will be announced as a team here tonight. As the Dons will walk in unison, or excuse me, not the Dons, the Rockets will walk in unison to the 20-yard line. And the Nekoosa Papermakers in their home navy tops, bottoms, helmets, socks, shoes. With the big N here at midfield. In Nekoosa, the Nekoosa Port Edward State Bank Field. Nekoosa Port Edward State Bank Field. Again, we've got a couple of those around the area at the Quadplex in a couple of those over at the Quadplex in Wisconsin Rapids. Justin Thalen in there as well. 15, Jonathan Wenzel. We'll keep an eye on Jonathan Wenzel tonight. Leading rusher on the team. 4 touchdowns on the year for John. Dylan Slaughter, one of the best names in all of high school football right there. Francisco Vega. Darian Boswell, a freshman, 5'11", 165-pound freshman. Number 53, Sam Ward, 6'1", 200-pound senior. Number 67, a 5'11", 220-pound sophomore, Andrew Wenzel. Caden Faulkner, 6'2", 210-pound freshman. Very young football team here in Nekoosa. And again, they'll take their lumps, but they hoping to have a up-and-coming team again in their near future. As Damian Armstead, a 5'8" sophomore as well. So a relatively young team for head coach Mark Tuttle and the Nekoosa Papermakers. Get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all your gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, sheds, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Spencer Columbus won the opening toss, or won the coin toss, I should say, and they will receive. Nekoosa will kick from south to north, and we are about to get underway here in Week 6 of the 2022 high school football season. Glad to be with you here tonight on Zaleski Sports. One game we are waiting to go live is Marathon in Auburndale. Give you score updates from the rest of the Zaleski Sports Network. including Edgar and Abbotsford, and Edgar scored, it looks like, on the opening kickoff. It sure looks like it. No, on the first play of scrimmage, Edgar not waiting. We're about to get ready, and Xavier. Stratford and Wittenberg Burnham, a big one to watch as well. Keeping our eye on that one. Stratford marching down the field. Amherst, WIAA, Fremont as well. 59, JoJo Bertling to kick it away for the Papermakers. That one's going to bounce at about the 23-yard line. Going to be picked up along the far sideline. Going to be trucked out of bounds. And the kick return by Carter Lupke. And we will see the Spencer Columbus Rockets on offense first here tonight. They're led by quarterback Teddy Meyer and Isaac Moritz, who is out. Isaac with a sling on. We'll see how the Papermakers play defensively. Teddy Meyer at quarterback, a sophomore. And we are ready to go here, the opening play. Ball at the 36-yard line of Spencer Columbus. Going to hand it off on the edge, going to get a big block, have green grass in front of him. He's going to be taken down there, ripped near the 45-yard line. Gain about 9 yards on the play. Good carry by 23, Kyle Neiman. Jonathan Wenzel on the tackle. Gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd and 1 at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 1. Neiman is another one to look out for. Kyle Neiman, the leading rusher for Spencer Columbus. And in motion goes Lipke. They're going to hand it off to him up the middle. He's going to be close. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 1 coming up for Spencer Columbus. Good job on the interior of the defensive line for the Papermakers. Faulkner in there for the Papermakers. 3rd and 1 from the 45-yard line. Opening possession, 1 minute and 10 seconds gone by. Both teams just trying to find themselves here in Week 6, winless and struggling to score points. Spencer Columbus was shut out last week at Amherst. Nekoosa lost 50-14, but had some promising drives in that game. Lipke in motion, going to hand it off to him. Off the right side, going to get a first down. Flag comes in. Lipke up to the 50-yard line. And it's going to be a hold, so going to march him back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 coming up for Spencer Columbus. Had a shot at it, but gave up the hold, and it came in immediately. $10:27 to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and about 11 and a half, 12 yards. In motion, going to hand it up to him off the left side. Have a lot of green grass in front of him. Neiman has a big takedown on the block, and it's going to be close for a first down for Spencer Columbus. They needed 12. They got 13. .22, Francisco Vega lit up his defender. But Neiman is able to pick up the first down. First down, Spencer Columbus on this opening possession. Taking a long time in the huddle for the Rockets. Good, strong opening run there. Meyer, a lot of movement, a lot of early movement. They didn't catch it. Good job again by the defense of the Papermakers. Gain about 3 on the play. Wisconsin Rapids and DC Everest. Great crowd watching online for that game. That's homecoming for the Evergreens. It was scoreless last look. And it looks like Rapids marching down, got a big stop. Appleton West and Marshfield. Again, we'll give you all these score updates, or you can watch them all yourselves at ZaleskiSports.com. Neiman off the right side. First down inside the 40, inside the 35. Dragging his defenders to the 30. And a first down for Kyle Neiman. Been dominating the line of scrimmage so far, getting to the edge. Not going to run up the middle against this Nekoosa defense. Ball inside Nekoosa territory, 8:45 to go here in this opening quarter. In motion again, Lipke, hand up the middle, have a hole, is going to be dragged down near the 25-yard line. Number 40, it looks like. Nope, no 40 on the 46. 45. Hilgeman. Looks like 46. All right, there is no 46 on the roster. So if you're watching from Spencer Columbus, you know who number 46 is, please let us know. It'd be greatly appreciated. Neiman on the handoff, behind the line of scrimmage, breaks a tackle, and the Papermakers rally to the ball. Jonathan Wenzel and company. There's a flag along the far side, along the far numbers. And it's going to be a face mask on Nekoosa. A 5-yard penalty on the play. It was 2nd and 5 before the play. It's going to be 5 yards from the penalty to the 25-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. 3rd down and 4. The down does count. So another big opportunity here for the Papermakers. Meyer again in the pistol. Lipke in motion. Hand up the middle. And they're going to get the first down. It's going to be close. Might be 4th down and a half yard. The white hat looking right down the line. And it's going to be 4th down. 4th down and a yard for Spencer Columbus. 7:20 to go. Got to watch the ball if you're Nekoosa. Don't want to give them a free first down. Meyer again in the pistol formation. Lipke stands behind him. Mystery 46 to his right. They're going to hand it up to Lipke off the right side. He's going to fall forward. It's going to be close. Needed a yard and maybe got a yard and a quarter. Lipke, did he muscle his way? And they're going to bring the chains out. And they're going to bring the chains out for a measurement. Lipke, it was close. Ball stands right at about the 21.5-yard line. And we'll see what the measurement is. It looks to be in the favor of Spencer Columbus. Nope, they turn him over on downs. They stopped him a half a yard short. And a huge stop for Nekoosa. Maybe a half a chain link. What a stop for the Papermaker defense. And Nekoosa will take over 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. A huge turn there. We've played 5 minutes in this first half. Nash Kirchmar, the quarterback. And the ball's on the ground. Kirchmar will pick it up. Spencer Columbus didn't rally to him. And they're going to lose a yard, maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage. A disaster. Could have been a terrible disaster on the first snap from offense. Jaden Hughes comes into the game. Running back Jonathan Wenzel. 2nd and 10 coming up. We'll back up 7-0 on Xavier. Kurtzmar in the shotgun with Wenzel to his right. Long count. Hands off to Wenzel. Bounces back to the inside. Going to be gobbled up there. Gain about 4 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 6 yards to go. 3rd and 7 maybe. And we're halfway through this first quarter. Scoreless. Nekoosa got a big stop on 4th down. Now they spread them out wide. 3 to the near, 1 to the far. Kurtzmar in the shotgun formation. On the wheel route, caught by Wenzel. He slipped on the turf at the 25-yard line. And it's going to be 4th down coming up for Nekoosa. Again, once the weather gets a little bit cooler and that turf gets a little bit slicker, it's hard to get your footing. And it's going to be 4th down coming up, and Joseph Bertling back to punt it away. Got a huge stop by the Nekoosa defense. Couldn't get anything going offensively. And now Joe Bertling back to kick it away. Stretching out that right leg. High snap, backs up. Minimal pressure, good punt by Bertling. It's going to bounce at about the 42-yard line, take a Nekoosa roll, and die right there at about the 37 of Spencer Columbus. Get your next countertop, island, or stone wall from Stone Innovations. They specialize in the fabrication, design, and installation of such a great variety of stone products for residential, commercial, or public structures. Look to Stone Innovations at stoneinnovations.net. Spencer Columbus back on offense. Receiver staying to the far side. Looks like Devlin Timler, possibly. Nekoosa stacking the line, hands it off to Neiman on the outside, and going to be tripped up there near the line of scrimmage. Nicely done by 43 for Nekoosa. Darian Boswell with the tackle. Limited gain. Nekoosa really stacking that line, really packing it in. And if Nekoosa wants to, or if Spencer Columbus continues to see that, they got to get Neiman to get to that outside corner like he did on that opening drive. And almost did there, but Darian Boswell picked up a huge tackle. Receiver to the near side. Lipke, the flanker, to the near side as well for the Rockets. A lot of movement, nothing called. Lipke's going to have it on the outside. He's going to be upended there at about the 43-yard line. Clock runs. Good tackle by Wenzel. And 22, Francisco Vega. 3rd down again coming up for Spencer Columbus. They say Posh was over there as well on the tackle. 3rd down and 5, 3.5 to go in this opening quarter. Scoreless. Spencer Columbus and Nekoosa on Zaleski Sports. Lipke back in motion. And they hand it up to Neiman. He's got Green in front of him. He's going to be tripped up. He's going to fall for the 1st down. And another great job by Jordan Posh to prevent a touchdown. They had it on the triple option. Clock runs, 3:15 to go here in the first quarter. Neiman had a lot of green in front of him. And Posh was able to trip him up just enough. And it's 1st down at about the 49-yard line for Spencer Columbus, working north to south, left to right as you watch on your screen here tonight. Teddy Myers going to hand it up the middle and going to be gobbled up there by a whole host of papermakers. And whistle blows and a injury timeout at the bottom of that pile. We'll do the same. We'll be back to Nekoosa right after this on Zaleski Sports.
For over 50 years, the Dental Clinic of Marshfield has served the area with the talent and expertise of big city dentistry with a hometown feel. With our multi-specialty staff and board-certified periodontist, orthodontist, and pediatric dentist, Dental Clinic of Marshfield has solutions for our patients of all ages from 1 to 100. We take pride in being in-network with an array of insurance companies to meet the needs of our community and our patients. No matter what your dental need, the Dental Clinic of Marshfield will be there for you.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school, then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
I had an employee at once ask me to prioritize family, faith, and business, and I put them in that order in particular. For each one of our employees, it's family first. You do what is best for you and your family. Then the rest of it will take care of itself. It's about making sure you make the best decisions for you and your family.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Nekoosa. Did not get a number, but able to. Oh, it was a mystery of 46. It looks like. It's going to be second down and 7 for Spencer Columbus. Good to see him. He looked like he was in quite a bit of pain at the bottom of that pile. Is not a fun place to be. Second and 7, 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. In motion goes Neiman, going to hand it up to him, and another flag comes in. Going to be tripped up again by number 20, Dylan Slaughter. Posh and Slaughter over there. And another hold on Spencer Columbus. Marching back from there. Coach Gorst not happy with it. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Going to be second down and a long way to go for the Rockets. See what we got coming up here. It kind of looks like, oh, that's Wassa Weston Spash. Try and get you some more score updates here at the end of the quarter. 2:10 to go here in the first. Second and 19 on the end around. Going to be hit there as Neiman's going to fall to the 45-yard line. Third down coming up. 2 minutes to go here in the first. As expected, both teams offensively struggling. Nekoosa has only run 3 offensive plays. Going to be third down and 16, under 2 to go. Nekoosa's only run 3 offensive plays. Spencer Columbus has dominated time of possession here. They just haven't gone anywhere. At least on the last couple of plays, they got down to the 21-yard line when Cutter Lipke was stopped on fourth down. 90 seconds to go. Teddy Meyer in the pistol. In motion goes Neiman, back to pass, looking for a receiver, something they don't do very often. He's going to be taken down back at the 30-yard line. Sam Ward with the sack for Nekoosa. A huge loss of 16 more. Now they're going to 46 back to the 34, 12-yard loss, 4th and 28. They were trying to set up the screen, and Sam Ward with the sack. One of the seniors on this Nekoosa team. Looks like they're going to bring the pressure. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. One guy back. Low snap, and just able to get it away. High end over end spinning punt. Going to take a Spencer Columbus roll all the way back to the Nekoosa 31-yard line. So another good defensive effort there by Nekoosa. Now their offense has got to get going here. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Papermakers. They started at their 21, now up to the 31. See what they can do on their second possession in a scoreless ball game. Thank you to our game day sponsors, Hawkins Ash, Woodfield Inn and Suites, and Rems Funeral Home. Again, thank you to our game day sponsors that allow us to come to these facilities, come to these games, and bring you live high school football action on Zaleski Sports. Nash Kirchmar in the shotgun, going to hand it up to Wenzel off the left side. He's going to be bottled up there, gain maybe a yard, and that should take us to the end of the first quarter. Nekoosa ran 4 offensive plays, and they're going to stop the clock with 13 seconds left. They could have let it run out and allowed the Rocket to let the Rocket continue to be looked at throughout the end of the first quarter, but they will take a look at him. Trainer Josh out there from Aspirus. A lot of assumption games Josh is at. Give you some score updates here. Wisconsin Rapids at DC Everest. That game is live. 7-0 DC Everest. 10 minutes to go in the in the first half. Looks like Leo Broswitz just got bottled up on a carry. 7-0 Marshfield over Appleton West. Able to walk off under his own power. Big 57 Carson Kilty. And that will take us now to the end of the first quarter. The official will wind it. Let's see, once he does wind it, I don't know if Coach Tuttle will want to run a play. They quickly get up to the line, and it looks like they will. 5 seconds to go. Maybe try and just get them to jump off sides. No, they're going to snap it. Hand it up on the jet sweep. 22 on the carry. Big Francisco Vega to the 40, the 35, and a huge offensive carry for Vega to end our first quarter. They got it off just in time, had him on the jet sweep, and Vega took it into Spencer Columbus territory to the 35-yard line. That will take us to the end of the first quarter. Nekoosa, a little bit of momentum going to the second. We'll be back to Nekoosa High School right after this on Zaleski Sports.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
Jamming out to Freddie Mercury here between quarters 1 and 2 here in Nekoosa. Again on this beautiful Friday night for high school football. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Papermakers at the 35-yard line of Spencer Columbus. 54 degrees here tonight in Nekoosa. Nash Kirchmar again in the shotgun formation. Vega in motion. Kirchmar is going to keep it himself. Jump to the inside. Get a couple of blocks. Break a couple of tackles. And near the 25-yard line. And another first down for Nekoosa. Nash Kirchmar coming into tonight. 25 carries. Just 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the ball is going to be at the Spencer Columbus 23-yard line. Just underway here in the second quarter. Jaden Hughes, the receiver of the far side, along with Brandon Wintland. And Wenzel up the middle. And going to keep his feet. A little extra blocking there down the field by 53. Sam Ward, who had that sack to stop the Spencer Columbus drive the last go-around. Gain of 5 by Jonathan Wenzel. $11 minutes to go, first half. Hughes and Wintland, the receivers to the far side. Kirchmar in the shotgun again. There goes Vega on the jet sweep. They're going to hand it up to him. Vega tries to get the corner. He's going to be stopped there near the 25-yard or 15-yard line, I should say. They give him the 16, a gain of 2, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up for the 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Papermakers. Again, Nekoosa coming up. They head to Amherst next week in a homecoming game for the Falcons, and then they finish at home the last 2 weeks, Shiocton and Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. Doesn't get any easier in this conference. Kirchmar again in the shotgun. In motion goes Vega. On the counter, and it's going to be bottled up there. 4th down coming up. 56 on the tackle. That's Gage Young. And it's going to be 4th down and long coming up for Nekoosa. Needed 2, lost 4. Again, 4-down territory, nothing to lose, really. Need a miracle to get into the postseason. 4th down and 6. See if Kirchmar will let his arm fly. And he's going to roll out to his right. Still looking to the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown! Brandon Wintland with the catch. What a pass by Kirchmar. What a catch. Brandon Wintland with the touchdown. Holy cow, what a beauty catch from the Nekoosa sophomore. Can't get much better than that if you're the Papermakers. 4th down and 6. And Brandon Wintland falling backwards over the defender and made the beautiful catch for the touchdown. And Nekoosa's up 6-0. Wow. Nice job of the offensive line, giving Nash just enough time to toss it. Quick snap. Kirchmar off the left side. 2-point conversion is good. 9:26 to go in this first quarter. It is Nekoosa 8, Spencer Columbus nothing. You're watching high school football on Selesky Sports.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Nekoosa to kick it away. Joe Bertling on the kickoff. And it's going to trickle out of bounds. A good drive set up by Francisco Vega right at the end of the first quarter. Getting it all the way to the Spencer Columbus 35-yard line with no time left. They ran it a couple more times, lost 4 yards on third down, and Coach Tuttle went for it on 4th and 6, and rightfully so. And it was a beautiful pitch and catch from Nash Kirchmar to Brandon Whitland. And Nekoosa takes an 8-0 lead here over Spencer Columbus. Spencer has been able to move the ball. They've been stopped. They've been halted by penalties, a couple of big holding calls. And then a big sack by Sam Ward on that last possession. Neiman in motion, going to hand it up to him, try and get the edge, get a couple of blocks, and he's going to be taken down. A gain of about a yard. Nicely done again on the edge by the Papermakers. Justin Thielen on the tackle. Again, both these teams obviously have struggled this year, but to see them out here, especially Nekoosa in front of a great crowd, Parents' Night, to come out and have the energy that they had, especially after that first drive, that they were halted offensively after only running 3 plays. Teddy Meyer again in the pistol, back to pass. And going to set up the screen, nobody home. Sam Ward on the pressure again. That's the exact same play that they ran when Sam picked up that 12-yard sack. That's going to be third down from the 36 with 8:34 to go in this first half. Now things have turned, especially after that first quarter when Spencer was moving the ball down the field. Got stopped on that fourth down. I think that's really where it has turned so far. And again, right during that entry, I think if that Spencer Columbus player didn't get hurt, the clock would have run out, and Francisco Vega wouldn't have had that run at least until the second quarter. 3rd and 9 coming up. In motion goes Lipke. And on the counter, and Nekoosa was ready for it. Jonathan Wenzel in the backfield. And it's going to be 4th down and long again for the Rockets. Jordan Posh back to receive, I believe, unless they're going to bring more pressure. They almost got to him last time. Back to punt is Nikolai Jory. And it looks like they're going to bring at least 9. Good snap. Pressure not there. A spiral of a punt. And again, took a Spencer Columbus roll to the 26-yard line. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And like a good neighbor, Kerry Van Ertz, State Farm is there for you in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Get a free quote from Kerry Van Ertz, State Farm on auto, homeowners, renters, and more. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And like a good neighbor, Kerry Van Ertz, State Farm is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield. Find Kerry Van Ertz, State Farm on Facebook. Get started today. Wenzel gets bottled up and gains about 5 on the play. And it's going to be 2nd down and 6 with 7.5 to go here in the opening half from Nekoosa. Around the outside and going to be roped down. Francisco Vega on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down and long with 7 minutes to go. 3rd and 6 coming up for Nekoosa. 6:40 to go. Kirchmar in the shotgun with Wenzel to his left. And got Spencer Columbus to jump off sides. It's going to be 3rd down and a yard. Coming up, the left side of the defensive line. Good job by Nekoosa not false starting. And it's going to be 3rd down and a yard now, much more manageable for Nekoosa. Clock runs, 6:20 to go in the first half. 8-0 Nekoosa. High snap, hands off to Wenzel. Had a steam up the middle. He's going to get the first down and more. Nicely done by Nekoosa to pick up the first down. First down and 10 for the Papermakers. Ball at the Nekoosa 37-yard line. Working left to right, 6 minutes to go in this first half. 2 receivers to the near side, one to the far is the flanker, Francisco Vega. Excuse me, not Vega, that's Posh, and they're going to hand it up to Wenzel, who just puts his head down and gains about 5 or 6 on the play. And it's going to be 2nd down and manageable. Much more manageable for Nekoosa here coming up. Allow on the tackle for the Rockets. Second and 4 for Nekoosa. In motion, gonna flip it up to Wenzel this time to try to get the edge. He does. 50-yard line and a first down for the Papermakers. They had him pound. Took Vega out, put Wenzel on the jet sweep, and picked up another first down here with 5 minutes to go in the first half. First and 10 for the Papermakers. Ball just inside Spencer Columbus territory. Kirchmar mistimed the handoff, and he's going to be roped down back at midfield to the 50, a loss of a yard. And appreciate everyone tuning in tonight on Zaleski Sports. Give you some score updates at halftime. We'll write them down. And while you watch the Jerry Sins show, our halftime report. Kirchmar again, high snap, quick pass, and it's going to be caught away from the defender. Again, Whitland gets a big block, and along the far sidelines up to near the 15-yard line. No, they're going to say he's out of bounds at about the 23. They were practicing that all warm-ups long. That quick bubble screen, and Whitland's having a nice night for Nekoosa. Brandon Whitland on the reception. Ball all the way up to the Spencer Columbus 23-yard line. 3:50 to go in this first half. Got a nice block out there by Jaden Hughes to spring him for quite a few more. Kirchmar's going to keep it himself off the left side and keep those legs moving. Nearing another first down. They're going to give him up to the 15-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. And it looks like Nekoosa is going to take a timeout. We'll do the same. 3:20 to go here in the first half. 8-0 Nekoosa. The Papermakers are marching back to Nekoosa High School after this.
We know know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
Second and 2 for Nekoosa. Timeout taken by the Papermakers. 3:20 to go in the first half. Kirchmar stands by himself. No, that's Wenzel in the shotgun. And he's going to keep it himself up the middle, the Wildcat formation. And another first down for Nekoosa inside the 10-yard line. Clock runs, 3:10 to go. Lipke on the tackle. 3 minutes to go. First and goal from the 7-yard line. Hughes lines up to the near side. Wintland to the far side. Uncovered. Again in the Wildcat. Wenzel's going to keep it himself off the right side. Keep the legs moving. Touchdown! Jonathan Wenzel from 7 yards out. And Nekoosa leads 14-0 with 2:49 to go in the first half. Nicely done by Jonathan Wenzel, the 6'1", 185-pound senior. And Nekoosa scores for the second time in the quarter. Helmet malfunction. I don't know if they'll wait until the Rockets get a new player in there with a in the shotgun again, trying for 2-point conversion. Wenzel's going to roll out, Kirchmar's going to roll out to his right, and it is going to be incomplete and out of the hands of Jaden Hughes. But Nekoosa gets on the board again. 14-0 Papermakers, 2:49 to go in the first half. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
$2:49 to go here in the, turn it back down a little bit here now. $2:49 to go here in the first half with Nekoosa leading 14-0. Ball's on the ground and going to be fallen on there by Spencer Columbus. Heartland Farms is a fifth-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They are currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. 2:49 to go in the first half as they make the roll call to head down to the concessions now before the end of the half. Teddy Meyer in the pistol. Nekoosa defense moves around. And he's going to roll out to his right. Nothing doing there. Tackled in the backfield again. Thalen on the stop in the backfield. Tried the bootleg to the right and gobble up right away. 2nd and 16. Nekoosa will start with the football in the second half, so I wouldn't think a whole lot of rush unless they are able to get a big loss here to push Spencer Columbus back even further. The Rockets taking a long time to get back up to the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes to go in this first half. 14-0 Nekoosa. A couple of pretty impressive touchdown drives. In motion, Lipke going to hand it up to him. He's going to be roped down in the backfield again. And Coach Tuttle will take his second timeout with 1:50 to go here in the first half. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties at 715-213-4468. Again, if you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties at 715-213-4468. Yeah, we'll take a quick break here, Josh. We'll hear from Scotty's Pizza. Back to Nekoosa after this.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken of Marshfield has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 12 years in a row. With popular choices like broccoli bacon cheese, drunken chicken, or any of the 25 specialty pizzas, Scotty's is ready to earn your vote now at 715-384-8118. Choose Scotty's for pizza, chicken, subs, sandwiches, and more. Carry out, dine-in, and delivery. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118.
One timeout left for Nekoosa. 1:50 to go in this first half. 3rd and 19 for the Rockets. The worst thing that Spencer Columbus honestly could do right now is throw the ball, and it looks like they're going to do just that. Across the middle, it's intercepted by the Papermakers at the 30-yard line by number 20, Dylan Slaughter on the interception. And things have worked out perfectly for the Nekoosa. With 103 seconds to go in this first half, they have the ball with one timeout left at the Spencer Columbus 30-yard line. Took the timeout. Coach Tuttle has taken two very effective timeouts here in the first half. 3 receivers set to the far side. Vega the flank to the near side. Kirchmar the shotgun. In motion goes Wenzel. And the quick pass out to Hughes. And Jaden Hughes is going to be roped out of bounds. They will stop the clock. A gain of about 2 on the play. Whitland on the reception, or on the block. And it's going to be 2nd and 9 with 96 seconds to go here in the first half. $14-0 Nekoosa. Kirchmar again in the shotgun. In motion goes Wenzel. They're going to pitch it out to Wenzel, and he's going to be taken down there nicely by 54, Matthew Latham. Latham on the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd down and long coming up for Nekoosa. Again, we'll see if we can get you some score updates here. $14-0 here in Nekoosa. Edgar and Abbotsford from Abbotsford High School. It is 26-0 Edgar over Abbotsford. A lot of bleachers over there in Abbey. Xavier up 21-7 on Waupaca. Stratford and Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. Again, the big one to watch here tonight. They're at halftime. See if we can get you a score. It looks like Stratford is up 7-6. They threw a Hail Mary. Then it was intercepted by Wittenberg-Burnhamwood to end the first half. Stratford up 7-6 on Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. Of course, our game here, 14-0. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Amherst and WIAA Fremont. They're in a timeout there. Tied at 20. With about a minute left in that first half. Amherst 20, WIAA Fremont 20. Wausau West up 20-3 on Spash. Greenwood and Thorpe take a look at there after this play. And on the reverse, the ball's on the ground and Vega falls on top of it. Tried the counter reverse, and Wenzel just didn't get it into the gut of Vega in time with 1:10 to go. 27-0 Thorpe over Greenwood. Fourth down coming up for Nekoosa. 50 seconds to go. Appleton West and Marshfield. Marshfield up 15-6. And then the big one in Schofield. And Coach Gorst will take a timeout. Man, that was not sure about that with the back judge almost finishing up his countdown on a delay of game. See if we get you a score here from Schofield. Now about this one. Wisconsin Rapids 13, DC Everest 7. They are at halftime of that game now. So all games, again, we'll keep our eye on that Amherst WIAA Fremont one. WIAA Fremont has gotten exceptionally better at football the last couple of weeks. And WIAA Fremont takes the lead at 26-20 over Amherst with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Huge crowd watching that one from WIAA Fremont. Jason Zaleski and Dan Ross up at, I believe, Resch Lanes. .44 seconds to go, fourth down and a mile. Back to pass, Kirchmar. Still looking across the middle. He's got him in the end zone. Touchdown! No, he dropped it! Oh, my goodness. Jonathan Wenzel drops a touchdown. Got behind the defense. In and out of the hands of the senior. And a perfect pass by Nash Kirchmar. And just could not bring it in. It looked a lot like Christian Watson's drop touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 1 for the Packers. 37 seconds to go. Might have put a dagger in this game in the first half if Wenzel is able to bring that in. Man, oh man. In motion goes Lipke. Going to hand it up to him off the right side. And that should take us to the end of the first half. Gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. And Spencer Columbus is quickly getting up to the line. 2 timeouts left, 15 seconds to go. Again, Nekoosa will start the second half with the football. Up at least 14-0. On the counter for Neiman. Near side, going to be taken down there by Jonathan Wenzel. And that will end our first. 2 seconds to go. Gorst is going to take a timeout with 2 seconds left. Just past the 8 o'clock hour here in Nekoosa. Kickoff was at about 7:06. Steve Mavs alongside Olivia Zimmerman and Joshua Bush here tonight on this beautiful Friday night. A little bit chilly, but that's what you're going to get with the last full week of September. With October 1st next Saturday. So, and Full slate of games again for you next week. We're trying to figure out exactly where everybody's going to go. Hoping to have again, volleyball season is so odd when it comes to home games and visiting or road games and everything. The Assumption Royals volleyball team with only one home game left, and that's next Thursday. And we'll see how all that plans out. Meyer in the pistol, trying to end this first half. Pressure's on, loops it up there, and it's going to be intercepted. See if Nekoosa can do something with it. Get a couple of blocks, and still bouncing around. Second interception of the first half. That one's going to be picked off by Darian Boswell. That will end our first 24 minutes. All Nekoosa, except for the first drive by Spencer Columbus. We have played 24 minutes. It is the Papermakers 14 and the Spencer Columbus Rockets nothing. Jerry Sin Show coming up next here on Zaleski Sports. Back to Nekoosa after our halftime programming.
Time now for the Jerry Sin Show, recorded at Edgar Family Restaurant in Edgar, and sponsored by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org today.
Stretch of the imagination. Now they hand it off, and they're going to bust it outside again, and they're going to score. Going all the way is going to be Colby Weisenberger.
Welcome to the Jerry Sin Show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski. Jerry Sin Show, sponsored by Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. And we are here at the Edgar Family Restaurant on Edgar's lovely north side, as I now like to call it. But it's a lot of fun coming here, Coach. Coach Sin's here for the first time this year. This show, we're going to recap a loss. And I know you want to keep those to a minimum, but in sports, that kind of thing does happen. 32-6, those were some of the scores we had seen from your side going the other way. Have you had any time to look at that game since Friday night?
Oh yeah, certainly we've looked it over. We actually got off to a great start. Kicked off to them, held them. They have a great punter. He punted into the end zone, so we got it on the 20. Ran 2 plays and had a touchdown. Yeah. And 39 yards and 41 yards. And then we kicked off to him again, and we held him again and got the ball back. And then we had a play that very likely could have been another touchdown to hit a receiver right on the hands, and somehow the ball ended up getting thrown over his shoulder backwards right to their defensive back who was chasing them. And then the next play they got a touchdown and the game turned, the momentum switched, and it was just hard to get it back.
Yeah, matter of fact, you never got it back. That was the touchdown you mentioned, the 2 running plays, 2 plays are on the ground, and that touchdown, Weisenberger ran it in 41 yards. Never did get the momentum back after that. I know Tom talked to you after the game about the number of passes you had. That was unusual for your team, and you had said, yeah, well, when you're behind, we're going to pass like that. The interception you're talking about, that was on a 3rd and 5 on that second possession, right into the second quarter. But from there, you probably did have to pass a little bit, or at least you got to take that gamble sometimes when you fall behind.
Yeah, we had a couple guys open it. We overshot after that. We did complete a couple long ones, got down to the 13, 14-yard line. We probably should have gone, to a power formation and ran the ball in, but we didn't. So that was probably a mistake on our part. And then, of course, things just snowball, and it snapped the ball over for the punter's head in the end zone, and, some of these things, and things can get away from you pretty quick if you're playing a really good team.
A lot of coaches have said over the years, and maybe before my years, probably before your years, that you learn more after a loss than you do after a win. Is that true after Friday's game?
Well, I certainly think so, because when you're winning, you just take for granted everything that's happening. And of course, when you lose one, then you examine everything that happened much more closely and reevaluate what we should have done or what we might have done. And once again, it's on everybody. It's every coach, every player, on every play. We'd run several plays where, as we examine a film, where 9 or 10 guys do a great job, but one guy misses his block, and that's the guy that makes the tackle, or whatever you see, or So yeah, that's just pretty much the way it always works. You usually always play better after a loss than you do after an easy big win. And of course, we had 2 easy big wins coming into the Colby game over Pacelli and Rajholt, and of course, Colby is a very, very different team, especially physically, than those teams are.
We talked about this around this time last year. The WIAA went to a computer seeding process for the playoffs. This is actually, a lot of people don't know, this is actually the 3rd year. They did it in 2020, but there was no tournament that year. But they did it that year as well for kind of a test run. So back in the olden days, after the season was done, the reason I bring this up now, Coach, the wind is howling, the leaves are starting to fall, the weather is going to be cold, and after Friday night we'll be 2/3 the way through the season, and people kind of start thinking about playoffs. So what I'm looking for again this year is just your opinion on that seeding process, because in the olden days, after a loss like this, you would be able to go to your seed meeting. You would tell the other coaches in the room, well, Colby is this division, we're this division, and a lot of coaches would nod, and they would maybe not look at that as heavily. But the computer, it's a loss is a loss. So your opinion now in year 3 of the computer seeding process?
Yeah, I don't know. I was never a big fan of the seating meetings because it was just, time you had to take off on Saturday. If it was at your school, it was fine. But if it was somewhere 100 miles away or 150 miles away, well, now it's taking up the whole day practically, because it took you 2 hours to get there and took you 2 hours to get back.
Right.
But it was always okay to visit with the other coaches, and just talk and things like that. But I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference, to tell you the truth, who seeds or how they seed. If you got a team that's healthy and playing well, then you can play anywhere and you can continue to advance in the playoffs. And if you got some guys dinged up, or you're not playing as well, or you got guys suspended for grades or things like that, these things have much more bearing on how you do in the playoffs than how the computer seeds you.
Sometimes, Coach, you would drive 150 miles, and there could have been a coalition of coaches waiting that had already figured out the seeds before you got there. And that was one of the big driving forces to go to the computerized seeding, to eliminate those coalitions and alliances and that type of thing. Stratford in 2019 can tell you a story about how they were downgraded because of a coalition that they had run into that year. So those things will never happen again. After Friday, again, we'll be 2/3 the way through the regular season. You mentioned health. How do you grade your teams, or how do you categorize your team's health at this point in the season?
I think we're pretty good. For some reason, we had guys in the middle of the first quarter last Friday appearing to be winded or not 100%. And I don't know if it was just a big game and the jitters and some of that, or if it really was the humidity and the temperature and some of that. But overall, we're relatively healthy. We have maybe a little ankle sprain here, a little knee bruise there, but it's not anything out of the ordinary, no.
We might talk about deer hunting later on in the show, and of course a lot of hunters talk about the rut, and that's when the bucks are chasing the does. They're trying to find their date for the fall. And homecoming week, maybe some of your bucks were chasing too many does during the week. We won't know that. But
that's a possibility. Homecoming week, a lot of times, is not your best game.
Let's see. Moving forward now, you got Abbotsford. So you go on the road, one of the few road games you have this year, and this one's not even that far away. We can almost see Abbotsford from the highway here. A surprising result for me, Marathon 56, Abbotsford 12. Maybe not so much surprising that one team beat another, but that's a big score from a team like Abbotsford, who had put up almost 40 points. They had put up 60 points already this year. And then 56-12. What do you know about the Abbotsford Falcons as we sit here today?
Yeah, the game shocked me. When I first saw it, I thought it was maybe flipped.
Yeah, somebody got the score wrong when they sent it in, yeah, right.
Because Abby was 4-0. The week before that, they'd had a huge win, I think, over Iowa. And they'd been playing well. So I fully, hope that, this week it'd be two 5-0 teams playing each other. Well, of course, we got bumped, and they did too. So now it's two 4-1 teams coming off a loss. Both, of course, probably a little upset and a little hungry. But yeah, they have some very quick, small, shifty, fast kids, and then they have some really big guys. And I don't think they probably have less depth than we do. We don't have a lot of depth, but I think they probably have less. And but they play hard and so on. So obviously, yeah, we're going over there fully expecting them to be a little ticked off, just like our guys probably are.
I would say, arguably, they've got the two fastest guys in the conference, Castillo and Fuentes, and it's a dangerous combo when you've got some beef on your offensive line and then some smaller, shiftier, fast guys that you may not get an eye on right away. So tackling is going to be at a premium on Friday night. How do you get your guys ready for more speed on Friday night?
Well, yesterday was our defensive day, and of course we thought we did not tackle well against Colby. Now, they ran hard, but there were numerous cases where guys just ran into people thinking they're going to knock them down. And no wrap, no nothing, and of course the guy would bounce off, and then another guy had probably run into him, and he'd bounce off him. So we tried to re-emphasize, the wrap and, pulling people down and hanging on and so on. Obviously with these smaller guys, well, yeah, you just got to get a hold of them, period, because like you said, they can hide behind those 300-pound linemen because they're only 150, and then all of a sudden they're gone because they're fast. So yeah, we're going to have to play some solid defense.
Yeah, I mentioned Fuentes and Castillo already over 1,000 yards combined on the ground for those guys. Again, they put up big numbers. You mentioned Iola. That was the 60-point game that they had, and so they're capable of that. Coach Jake Knappmiller is always going to put together a quality team. What do you suppose Jake is looking at when he's looking at your team coming in for Friday night?
Well, I'm not sure. This is the third year in a row we've played them at Abbey, which is crazy because of the way the schedule things will work. We've always had kind of big offensive games with Abbey for some reason. Like our games with Stratford are usually low scoring. Obviously, our game with Colby was 6-6 right up until almost halftime.
Mm-hmm.
So, usually they're low scoring games, but for some reason when we play Abbey, I think last year it was 30-16 at halftime.
Yeah.
So both teams are pretty much scoring at will. So I don't know what to expect this year, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. Of course, get down to the game. Abbotsford's just a few miles away. For those of you that can't make it, we'll have Tom King over there and Rachel to make sure people at home can see that game. But get down to the game. You can do one of these things. You're sitting in the bleachers, then you turn around and you wave your arms at the camera. That's always fun to do. So if you can get down there, because like Coach said, I mean, it could be a shootout. Something about Edgar and Abbotsford getting together. The winner of this game will still trail Colby in the conference standings, but a conference championship, I suppose, coming into Friday was here, and now it's out here a little bit. But football's a funny thing, and the ball bounces strange, and things can happen. Colby, still got to play Abbotsford. They've still got to play Auburndale, so there's that chance. But one of the two of you will have two losses when you shake hands on Friday night, probably out of the conference race at that point in time. The winner will likely turn, if it's you might even tell Jake, hey, can you please beat Colby on Friday night? But conference championship, I mean, we talked about now the computer seeding, and there's no conference championship math in that, but how important is chasing after now a conference championship?
Well, yeah, obviously Auburndale, of course, has been playing extremely well, and they're undefeated, and they have us week 8 and Colby week 9. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they got Abbotsford in there somewhere too. Yeah. So there, as we talked about last week, there's a lot of big games involving, we got 2 5-0 teams now and 2 4-1 teams, and all of them are playing each other the last 2-3 weeks again. So there's a lot of things that can happen, and of course now after Marathon playing that well, of course Marathon's right in the middle of the mix too, kind of.
Yeah, they are. They're one loss right there with you. So Auburndale, just to mention it, because I think Auburndale is, the folks there probably won't say it's a surprise, and now I'll probably get a bunch of emails as I'm going to tell them it's a surprise to me a little bit. They've got Marathon at home this week, then they're at Abbotsford, then they've got you at home, and then at Colby. So their 4 toughest games are still ahead of them right now, especially after Marathon, surprisingly like that. So we've talked about this a little bit, but just tell me one more time, and tell the folks at home, just the competitiveness of your conference from top to bottom. It's a real tough conference this year.
Yeah, especially this year again. There's obviously 4 teams that, look 4 or 5 teams that look really solid. And you better be ready each week. It's like you said with the Marathon Abbey game last week, most people were thinking Abbey was going to win that game, and Marathon won it big, so anything can happen.
Yeah, Matt Annis with 5 touchdowns in that game. That's a big help when that happens, because Abbotsford had a special teams touchdown. And when teams score, that's usually a plus, right? If you think about those things, if special teams plays well, that's an advantage. If team scores, then that's an advantage right there, right?
Yeah, you usually win if you get a special team score. Yeah.
Old ball coach Bill Parcells once said, and this is going to be one of my final questions about previewing Abbotsford, but the two of you have racked up a lot of yards this year. I mentioned their 1,000 yards combined. You've got well over that on the ground as well. Bill Parcells, his math was every 100 yards should equal 7 points. Does that seem like sound math to you?
Well, yeah, you would think so, even though a few of these games early in the year we had less than 300 yards total offense in a game, and we'd score 48 points or 45 points. A lot of that was due to special teams. If you started adding up punt return yardage and kickoff return yardage, well, then all of a sudden, Friday night, against Abbey, we had 200 and something yards again, and they also had 200 and something yards till our final, 86-yard run. But yet the game had turned, and of course part of that was special teams again. With us doing some things that we don't normally do in special teams, but we did last week. So that's kind of a decent theory, but you can score a lot more points and less yards than that. I would say 50 yards maybe equals 7 points.
All right, yeah, especially some games,
right.
Especially the way some games work out. All right, we're 5 weeks in. It'll be this is week number 6. Passing, running. A lot of teams continue to move more to the air, less on the ground. You have resisted that for the most part, but aired it out a little bit on Friday night. How do you view your offense right now? Is that a team? Can your guys throw? Is that a place you want to be?
We haven't been nearly as successful at doing it as we'd like to, and of course, once again, part of it is drop passes. Part of it is lack of location a little bit, overthrowing a guy, underthrowing a guy a little bit. So it's always a combination of things. Sometimes, of course, then you get a little bit heavy rush too. We have to improve on it, obviously, because once again, when you play really good teams, it's nice if you can go about 50-50 pass run. And we haven't done that yet this year. We're working for it.
I don't remember who it was. There could have been a few guys that said it, but when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 are bad. So it may be a little less risk on the ground.
Correct. Yeah, we ended up with 3 interceptions last week. We had no fumbles. They fumbled the ball 4 times, but they got 3 of the 4 back. We only recovered 1 of them. Yeah. So they beat us in the turnover battle, which is always another really big issue in tight games.
Yeah. All right.
Welcome back to Nekoosa Port Edward State Bank Field here on the beautiful campus of Nekoosa High School as we get you ready for half number 2 of this Central Wisconsin Large Conference matchup, Nekoosa and Spencer Columbus. Spencer Columbus was able to drive the ball on their opening possession, got stopped on 4th and 1 at the Nekoosa 21-yard line. Nekoosa came back, went a 3-and-out, and then ever since then, after Spencer Columbus went negative yards on their second possession, it's been all Nekoosa. 14-0, a beautiful catch in the end zone by Brandon Wintland, and a touchdown carry by Jonathan Wenzel. Wenzel also dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone on 4th down at the end of that first half. If Nekoosa is able to hold on here and get the win, we'll talk to Coach Tuttle about the end of that first quarter to get Francisco Vega on that huge carry, get that momentum going before the second quarter, and then the 2 touchdown drives, and then that 1 tough dropped touchdown, unless it comes back to hurt them, of course, at the end of the ball game. Spencer Columbus, on the other hand, they had it going early. They had it going on the outsides, on the jet sweeps outside the tackles. But with the closing speed, with players like Francisco Vega, Jordan Posh, and teammates like that, it has been a very good defensive first half for Nekoosa. A couple of interceptions in that first half as well. One by was that Darian Boswell to end the first half for Nekoosa. The Papermakers will start the second half with the football, up 14-0. A couple of guys back. Jacob Bertling, as well as Dylan Slaughter. Bertling, a freshman. Slaughter, a junior. Let's see if they can boot it away far enough to give them a chance. Mac Konieczny to kick it away right to left. Second half of football action is underway. A high end overhand kick is going to be taken at about the 30-yard line, and a huge hit. Holy man, big hit by Kyle Neiman. On the return, number 44, again, not on the roster. Nekoosa will start there, though. First possession of the second half at the Papermaker 34-yard line. Get you an update here before I start reading the wrong from the wrong area. Kirchmar in the shotgun with Wenzel to his right. Two receivers to the near side. Kirchmar is going to keep it himself off the right side. Get a big hole and going to be spun down 50-yard line. Breaking tackles, falling near the 40. Nash Kirchmar, a nice run to start the second half. And it's going to be a first down. Nash spun out of a couple of tacklers and then got tripped up. Otherwise, he was gone. 11:40 to go in this third quarter. First play from scrimmage in the second half is a big gainer for the Papermakers. Kirchmar back with it again. He's going to keep it himself again. Same play off the right side, trying to get the edge. He's going to cut back inside to the 34-yard line of Spencer Columbus. Will Kraus with the tackle for Spencer Columbus. Go to what's working, and they ran the same exact play, back-to-back plays. He had a big gainer, and now it's 2nd and 3 after 7 more. Kirchmar again with Wenzel to his left. In motion goes Vega. Going to hand it up to Wenzel off the right side. He spins out of a tackle up near the 30-yard line. Lipke on the tackle. 10:42 to go. As they look to the down markers, they stop the clock, and they're going to give them a first down. Spectrum Benefit Solutions has offices located throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook. Get started today. Hughes and Whitland, the receivers to the left. Kirchmar is going to keep it himself, bounce to the inside, and run over a couple more defenders and gain about 6 more yards. All Nash here in the second quarter. Second half, I should say. Gain about 6.5 on the play. Second and 4 at the 25. Just under 2 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Kirchmar again. Burling to his right. In motion. Goes Wenzel. Hands off to Burling off the left side. Cuts back to the inside. Gains the first, or picks up a first down. Jacob Burling with the first. Inside the red zone. Kilty on the tackle. Clock runs, 9.5 to go. 9:25 to go. All on the ground here to start the second half. Burling stays in, flanks. Kirchmar to the right. Wenzel the flanker to the left. Two receivers set to the near side. In motion goes Wenzel. They hand it up to him. It'd be a pass if he gets in. Wenzel to the 10, inside the 10 to about the 8 or 9 yard line. Again, those little dump passes, we saw that. There is a flag on the play along the far hash marks. But those little dump passes, because he didn't hand it off, he threw it to him. We saw that last week in the Packer game when I think Aaron Rodgers did that to Aaron Jones, and it was considered a touchdown pass because he didn't hand it up to him, and it was a forward pass. And so that is how those stats work for quarterbacks, running backs / wide receivers. So big loss on the play after the penalty. It's going to be first down and long for the Papermakers. 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. First and 24, Nekoosa behind the sticks here. Wenzel to the right, Vega on the left. Kirchmar's going to keep it himself up the middle. And going to be dragged back. Gain about 1 or 2 on the play. Second down and long coming up. Amherst in a dogfight in WIAA Fremont. That game was tied at 27 at halftime. Wittenberg-Burnhamwood was trailing Stratford at halftime 7-6. Do not have Manawa and Shiocton score. Of course, our game here, 14-0 Nekoosa. Second and 18 coming up. Three receivers set. Kirchmar in the shotgun formation. Back to pass. Wide receiver screen. Wenzel's going to fall near the 20. And it's going to be third down coming up at the 21-yard line. Gain 5 more. Third and 13. See what else we can give you here. Rapids and Everest. It is 21-14. Rapids on top. A must-win for Wisconsin Rapids to stay in the Valley Football Association Conference title hunt. Third and 13, 7:40 to go. Nearly got Spencer Columbus to jump off sides. And they did. No flag was thrown. But they did jump off sides. And 21-6, Marshfield over Appleton West. Third and 8 from the 16-yard line for Nekoosa. Wausau West is up 20-3 on Spash. As mentioned, Amherst and WIAA Fremont just started their second half. Stratford and Wittenberg, that's another one to look at. Third and 8 from the 16. Three receivers to the far side. In motion is Wenzel. They're going to pitch it out to him. Try and find a block. He does. Cuts back inside the 10. Try and fall near the 5. It's going to be close to a first down. Might be fourth down and a yard for Nekoosa coming up. Our white hat goes in there to take a look. Might be a yard and a half, a long yard. Fourth down for Nekoosa coming up. Under 5 minutes to go in Wittenberg-Burnhamwood in the third quarter. 7-6 Tigers on top. Wapaka and Xavier, another game to look at. 34-7 Xavier over Wapaka. Fourth down in the yard. Hands it up the middle. Wenzel is initially stopped. Falls inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Jonathan Wenzel again. And it's going to be first and goal inside the 5. Edgar up big on Abbotsford, 33-7. Mosinee is up on Rhinelander, 20-0. 42-0, pardon me. First and goal from the 4 for the Papermakers. Wenzel flanks Kirchmar to the right. Nekoosa has had the ball the whole second half to begin here. And another flag comes in. It's going to be a false start. Jordan Posh, I believe, or the left tackle. So it's going to be first and goal from the 9 now. See if they run the same play here. We've played just over 5 minutes in the second half. Nekoosa has had the ball the whole time so far here in the third quarter. The two receivers again flanked out to the left. Wenzel flanks Kirchmar to his left in the shotgun formation. Back to pass again, looking for his receiver to the end zone and out of the reach of Vega. Looked down closer. He had Justin Thielen. Looked wide open, but went for the home run ball and made up his mind pretty quickly. Did Nash Kirchmar. Nash just a sophomore quarterback. A lot of growing yet to do for Nash Kirchmar. Three seniors on this football team. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores for Coach Tuttle. Kirchmar in the shotgun by himself. In motion goes Wenzel, back to pass. Quick pass out to the left side, falling into the end zone. The ball comes loose, and Whitland falls on top of it. And a touchdown of Papermakers. Jaden Hughes was near the end zone. It looked like it popped out, and then Brandon Whitland fell on top of it for the Papermaker touchdown. So technically, Whitland's second touchdown. Maybe Hughes will get recorded for it or get credit for it. And going to go for the 2-point conversion again here. 20-0, 6:24 to go. Again, not sure if Hughes will be given credit for that touchdown or not. Quick snap, Kirchmar off the left side. 2-point conversion is good. 6:24 to go here in the third quarter. 22-0 Papermakers. You're watching high school football. Zaleski Sports.
Central Wisconsin Glass is Central Wisconsin's choice for your next new or remodeled shower and bathroom. The experts at Central Wisconsin Glass will effortlessly guide you through the design and installation process. Have the elegant and modern shower and bathroom you've been looking for. Call Central Wisconsin Glass at 715-387-8010. That's 715-387-8010. And Central Wisconsin Glass on Facebook for your residential, commercial, and vehicle glass needs.
Joseph Burling will kick it away. Papermakers lead 22-0. And will boot it away. High end overhand kick going to be taken by Lipke at the 20-yard line. Head of steam for him. He's going to be tripped up there by, looks like Jacob Burling. 6:19 to go. Now the flag comes in. Haven't had a lot of them. And a face mask will go on Nekoosa. So add a couple more on to the end of the carry. Again, get you these score updates from our Zaleski Sports Network. Keep an eye out on the Rapids and Everest game. About 30 seconds to go in the third quarter in Schofield, 21-14 at Wisconsin Rapids. Spencer Columbus will start their first possession of the second half inside Nekoosa territory at the 49-yard line. Working right to left, south to north as you watch on your screen. Neiman in motion, going to hand it up to him. He's going to be pushed up, pushed back. And another nice tackle there by Sam Ward, along with Jonathan Wenzel. Wenzel is everywhere. Offense, defense, special teams. And lost a yard on the play. 2nd and 11, halfway through this third quarter, 22-0. We got a Another football game for you tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, as well as volleyball tournament in Medford. Matt Dickinson heading to Medford for Columbus Catholic volleyball, along with we'll have quite a few people over at Gerke Field tomorrow. And the ball is on the ground, falling on top of there by Spencer Columbus. It's going to be third down and long coming up for the Rockets. Assumption and Pacelli. We'll take a we'll have a look at it. If Loyal was somehow, or if Iola Scandinavia was somehow able to knock off Loyal tomorrow, Assumption has a chance to at least clinch a share of the conference title in Week 6. So he'll take a look at that if Iola Scandinavia was able to knock off Loyal. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. In motion, they're going to roll out to the right. And has his receiver, Neiman, in and out of the hands. Had him wide open. Late on the read, late on the pass. And the Nekoosa defenders looking all around at each other, saying, what the heck just happened, guys? Fourth down coming up. Slowly slipping away for the Rockets, who have struggled mightily this year to score points. Just 28 on the season. Score 7 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 14 in the third quarter. This season, only 28 points all year. High snap, pressure's on, and a wonderful punt. And Posh is going to watch this one roll away. Wenzel is going to go over and pick it up. Jonathan Wenzel along the far sideline, and he's going to make something out of nothing up to the 31-yard line for Nekoosa. Posh ran away from it to not touch it, and Wenzel went over there to pick it up and got it to the 31-yard line. That is where Nekoosa will start their next possession. 4:37 to go in the third quarter. 22-0 Papermakers. Nekoosa will have their work cut out for them next week at Amherst. Kirchmar up the middle, up to the 35, gain 4 on the play. And another flag on the play. Has slowed down big time here the last couple of possessions. The call from the white hat. Coach Tuttle trying to figure out what has happened as well. A long conversation. There's going to be a personal foul on Nekoosa and a personal foul on Spencer Columbus. So offsetting personal foul penalties, and they're going to replay the down. So play null and void after that one. And Coach Tuttle looking for an explanation or just a number on who was the guilty party. 4:28 to go in the third quarter. As we close in on 8:45. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in to tonight's broadcast. We have 10 games for you tonight. And one more tomorrow. Again, Assumption Pacelli, 1 o'clock kickoff from Gerke Field. Kirchmar back to pass. Pressure's on from his left. Still looking. And he's going to be roped down there. He just throws it. And see if they call a intentional grounding or not. He is well out of the tackle box. Again, if he just had an extra second, he may have had a couple of receivers down the far sideline. But the pressure got to him as he was unable to make those reads. And it's going to be second down and 10 with 4:19 to go. Two receivers near again. Same formation every time with Wenzel to Kirchmar's right. In motion goes Posh. They're going to flip it out to him. Jordan Posh up the middle. And he's going to fall near the 40-yard line, past the 40, close to another first down to the 41.5. And they're going to give them the 41. It's going to be third down and a half an inch to go. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Third down and a yard. Again, highlights of this game, probably schedule those for tomorrow morning. Get them all figured out before our football game tomorrow. Third down and a yard. Kirchmar, the shotgun, hands off to Wenzel, their big guy, and he's not going to make it. Going to be roped down in the backfield by 79, Cole Hansen, maybe 78. It's going to be fourth down coming up. Did they give him the forward progress? I do not believe so. No, fourth down. That's a good call from the sideline. They're going to stop the clock and ask for a measurement. That was a nice job by Cole Hansen. I believe that's who that was that made that stop. And it was a great spot, I believe, from the last look that we had, or the look that we're looking right down at the 41-yard line. As Cole Hansen made that nice stop. Ag Country Farm Credit Services is a farmer-owned co-op offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services. From loans and leases to crop insurance and tax and records, they have you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started today. It is going to be fourth down and a half a chain link. That's about the exact same that Carter Lipke was stopped in the first quarter for Spencer Columbus and turn the momentum over to Nekoosa. But it looks like the paper makers are going to go for it. Why not? You're 0-5. You're up by 22 points. And it looks like the Wildcat has come in for Jonathan Wenzel. Wenzel in that Wildcat formation. He was there when they scored their touchdown. Fourth and a half an inch. Lineman down. High snap. Off the left side, he's going to put his head down and get the first down. Again, some of the snaps have been high, but Nash Kirchmar's done a nice job of bringing them down. And that kind of gave, on that play, gave Jonathan Wenzel a little bit more momentum as he went jumping for that ball and then came down and had that full head of steam to get that first. Ball on the Nekoosa 44-yard line, working left to right. Up by 22, 2:30 to go, third quarter. Another high snap. Kirchmar back to pass. Hit as he threw. Vega makes the catch. And he's going to fall inside Spencer Columbus territory near the 45-yard line. They're going to give him the 46. And it's enough for a Nekoosa first down. Right at the 46-yard line of Spencer Columbus. Coming into the game, Nash Kirchmar was 25 of 55, 260 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. He had a beautiful pitch and catch in the first half to Brandon Whitland. Vega in motion again, high snap again, hands off to Bertling off the right side. And Sam Ward lost his block, and Bertling is going to gain about 2 or 3 on the play. Joseph Bertling of 5'8". Excuse me, not Joseph. Jacob Bertling, 5'4", 140-pound freshman. 95 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Kirchmar again alone in the shotgun with 3 receivers to the left. Vega, the flanker, to the right. In motion goes Wenzel. Quick pass. Out to Hughes. Flag comes in. And Hughes still on his feet to the 20, the 15, outruns the defender, touchdown! Jaden Hughes, 42 yards for the touchdown for Nekoosa. There is a flag on the play, but it is going to be a personal foul, roughing the passer. And Nekoosa leads 28-0. Hughes used his speed, got past the defender, and Nekoosa leads 28-0. Again, a little wide receiver screen that turned into a 42-yard touchdown. And Nekoosa leads 28-0 with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Big confidence booster for the Papermakers before their gauntlet of a game next week in Amherst. Kirchmar again in motion. And Posh off the left side. In the two-point conversion is good. 71 seconds to go in the third quarter. Nekoosa has stretched it out 30-0 Papermakers. Back to Nekoosa High School after this.
What Heartland Farms is a large potato and vegetable operation. Who Heartland Farms is a group of hardworking, dedicated people who have a common vision.
Heartland Farms is an accumulation of individuals who came from family farm backgrounds, grew up on family farms, and now have come together as one larger team to own and manage a much larger farm enterprise.
Because of the roughing the passer, Nekoosa is able to kick it off from Spencer Columbus territory, and Lipke's going to be roped down there. Score from, and a late flag comes in, and Cole Hansen stood over number 44 for Nekoosa. Cole Hansen's helmet came off, and a personal foul on both teams again. Cole Hansen and 44. For the Papermakers. And Coach Tuttle wondering how it's a double personal foul. 1:05 to go in the third quarter, 30-0 Nekoosa. Score from Schofield, 28-14 Wisconsin Rapids. Marshfield is up on Appleton West, Greenwood and Thorpe. Take a look at that one. 57-0 Thorpe. Wausau West is up on Spash, I would assume. And I would assume right, 20-10. Amherst and WIAA Fremont, they were in a dogfight. Rush up the middle. Lipke ahead of steam. Put his head down. Nearly gains another first down. Then they will give him a first down. Gain 11 on the play. High-scoring affair in WIAA Fremont, 41-40 Amherst, with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We got 45 seconds to go here. Stratford and Wittenberg Burnwood, take a look at that one as well. 14-6 Stratford. Wapaka and Xavier. In motion, Neiman handed up the middle, and false start on Spencer Columbus with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. 42-7 Xavier over Wapaka. And our last game, Edgar and Abbotsford, is 40-7 Edgar as they go into the fourth quarter. First and 15 with under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. This has turned into a marathon of a game. Holy cow. It's taken a while. A lot of penalties. 10 seconds to go, third quarter. Teddy Meyer hands it up off the right side. Wenzel is there to bring down Lipke. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. 30-0 Nekoosa. 12 minutes to go. Papermakers closing in on their first win of the season. We'll be back to Nekoosa High School after this on Zaleski Sports.
R&R Flooring in Spencer is your place for the best in innovation and lowest pricing for your flooring project. New or remodel, tile, carpet, hardwood, ceramic, cork, you name it, R&R Flooring is ready for you today. R&R Flooring supports area programs like the broadcast you're watching and also supports area suppliers so you get great quality and pricing that fits your budget. Go to R&R Flooring today to see their showroom of flooring, furniture, mattresses, and custom-built showers. R&R Flooring in Spencer.
At Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield, our company has been serving Central Wisconsin since 1955. We're still locally owned and believe strongly in supporting the communities that support us. If you're a current customer, thank you. If you're not a current customer, we'd love to work with you. Let's talk about copiers, printers, postage meters, and network services. Give us a call today at 800-288-2712 or visit our website at b-bt.com. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies. Better business together.
Witness the difference of a Catholic education at Columbus Catholic Schools.
I think everyone should just know what makes this place special.
Come and see. That's just what the Lord always said, and put your toe in the water. There are great schools, and it's a good fit. I'd always want them to come and to just feel the goodness and the family atmosphere.
I invite everyone just to come in and see what it's about and to see if it might be right for them and their family.
We invite you to schedule a tour today.
Run along the far side for Alex Baumgartner. Picks up a first down. Cole Hansen slow to get up, cramping at about the 46-yard line. And they're going to whistle it dead and let trainer Josh come out and take a look at him with 11:53 to go. Coming out of that halftime break, or not halftime, quarter break, Alex Baumgartner had a nice run. Again, score from WIAA Fremont, 42-40 Amherst. They're still in the third quarter in that high-scoring affair. Again, a lot of stoppages, penalties, injuries. Cole Hansen getting worked on right now at the 42-yard line and tells trainer Josh he's good to go. And he jogs off the field for the Rockets. First and 10 for Spencer Columbus, their biggest gainer of the day. And they're going to have it first and 10 at the 40-yard line, working left to right, north to south here in the fourth quarter. Meyer again, handed up the middle off the right side for Lipke. He's going to fall near the 35-yard line. Again, another Rocket slow to get up, but he does. Second and 6 with 11.5 to go, fourth quarter. And Teddy Meyer again in the pistol, trailing 30-0 to the Nekoosa Papermakers. A couple of folks heading towards the exits. On the end around, jet sweep up the middle for Neiman, and he's going to fall inside the 30-yard line. Spencer Columbus gains a first down. Spencer Columbus looking for their first points of the season in the fourth quarter. As we are in week 6, they got shut out last week at Amherst. They got shut out against Colby. There's another shutout in there as well. They've been shut out 3 times in their first 4 or 5 games. And looking to not let that happen here in this one. And a stoppage of play. And they're going to ask for the trainers to make their way across the field. And we're back in action. 10:50 to go. Fourth quarter. 30-0 Papermakers. In motion again. Handed up the middle to Lipke off the left side. And he's going to be taken down near the 25-yard line. 4, 5, 6 yards per carry on this drive for Spencer Columbus. And we'll talk to Coach Tuttle or Coach Gorst if Spencer Columbus is able to make a historic comeback here. Again, more football for you tomorrow. Assumption and Pacelli. As Lipke gets tripped up, ball came out, but he was already on the ground. Third down coming up. 10. No need to stop the clock. Why are we stopping the clock? There we go. 10 minutes to go. Third and 4 from the 23. In motion in on the jet sweep, and there's Wenzel to bring him down. Jonathan Wenzel shot through the gap, and a huge loss for the Rockets on 3rd down and 4. It's going to be 4th down and 9 coming up. What a stop by Jonathan Wenzel. 4th down and 9, 9.5 to go in this ball game. Again, Nasonville Dairy postgame show will wrap up our broadcast here tonight. Have an opportunity to talk to head coach Mark Tuttle and most likely Jonathan Wenzel at the conclusion of this football game. Rolling out, and Ward is there again, and it is tipped in the air and falls incomplete. Sam Ward, a huge hit on Teddy Meyer. Knocked the wind right out of him. And it's going to be a turnover on downs with 9:07 to go in the ball game. Again, they tried a couple of those bootlegs, and Sam Ward has been there all night long. Nearly had the 3rd defensive interception of the night for the Papermakers. Francisco Vega will exit stage right for Nekoosa. Jacob Bertling back into the game. Kirchmar, Wenzel in motion. Hands it up to Wenzel off the right side. He gets upended and taken down. Again, highlights of a lot of these games later on, most likely tomorrow on Facebook. Zaleski Sports. Find your favorite Zaleski Sports page, your Zaleski Sports team. For sure, Amherst, Waiwega, Fremont. That is a doozy of a game. Edgar Abbotsford, maybe. I'll have one here. Make sure the fine folks of Nekoosa get to enjoy the highlights of this game later on. Bertling on the counter. And Jacob gains a couple more. And a late flag comes in. Another one, 8:15 to go. And they're talking to Spencer Columbus, so it's going to go on Nekoosa. $30-0 Papermakers. Another personal foul here tonight. Got chippy early. And again, it's not just the penalties, but the length that it takes to get them figured out, and the distance and conversations had with the teams and the other officials. That's what's added about 20 minutes onto this football game. Maybe not that long. Exaggeration. But we are past the 9 o'clock hour here in Nekoosa. Kickoff about 7:06 this evening. We're at 9:01. Steve Mavs alongside Olivia Zimmerman and Joshua Bush. Central Wisconsin large conference football action here. Nekoosa scored 14 in the first half. A couple of touchdowns here in the second. And they lead 30-0. 2nd and 23 coming up. And Vega, a late entrance for Nekoosa. Ball on the 14. Kirchmar, another wide receiver screen, going to be caught and going to be taken down near the 20. Whitland on the reception. Third down and long coming up. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. 30-0 Papermakers. Gonna have a whole slate of games for you next week, including Nekoosa. They'll be heading to Heartland Farms Field in Amherst to take on the Falcons. That is Amherst's homecoming as well. And Nekoosa was homecoming the week after when they take on Shiocton. 7:30 to go. Kirchmar. And they get it that time. Vega with a stiff arm, gets a big block, cuts back inside near the 35-yard line. Fourth down coming up. But that time the counter reverse worked. It was 4th and 17 all the way up. They gained 14 on the play. And another stoppage and another injury for Spencer Columbus. My goodness. With that stoppage, we'll take another timeout. Back to Nekoosa High School after this.
Really got to understand what what a nurse is. Do they focus on you? You know, do they make sure that you're comfortable? And, you know, that's what Shai has. It's the connection that he has, you know, my best interest in mind, always.
Why wait another day? Let's take the next step together towards a better life.
Witness the difference of a Catholic education at Columbus Catholic Schools.
I think everyone should just know what makes this place special.
Come and see. That's just what the Lord always said, and put your toe in the water. They are great schools, and it's a good fit. I'd always want them to come and to just to feel the goodness and the family atmosphere.
I invite everyone just to come in and see what it's about and to see if it might be right for them and their family.
We invite you to schedule a tour today.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no, one-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
Peyton Brookhart able to get off the field under his own power. 4th and 3 coming up for Nekoosa. Going to keep their guys on there. Why not? You're up by 30. You haven't won a game yet this year. It's fourth quarter. Kirchmar in the shotgun. Going to keep it himself off the left side. Try to get a block. Try to get the edge. And he's going to fall for a first down. Up to the 41.5-yard line. And a first down for Nash Kirchmar. Got a couple of turnovers in that first half. But again, the biggest play, I believe, of the game so far, besides a couple of touchdowns and the interceptions, was a 4th down stop in the first quarter on the opening drive for Spencer Columbus. We'll talk to Coach Tuttle about that stop. Shotgun again for Kirchmar. Hands it off to Wenzel off the right side. Looking for a block. He gets tripped up there at the bottom of the pile. He's going to gain about 7 on the play. Second down coming up. 6.5 to go in the game. Spencer Columbus in trouble of getting shut out for the second straight week. And have given up 84 points. Kirchmar again halfway through this fourth quarter. In motion goes Vega. Snap on the ground. Nash is going to keep it himself, try and get a block. He does. Cuts it outside, cuts it inside. The sophomore to the 45. He's going to get upended there, popped, but another first down. Nicely done by Nash Kirchmar. To the Spencer Columbus 44-yard line. Again, turned a disaster into positive yardage. First down for Nekoosa. And at this point, you might want to score, but at the same time, just run out the clock and not allow Spencer Columbus to get the football back. Kirchmar again. Vega in motion. Hands it off to Wenzel off the left side. Gets a nice block. He's going to run over a couple of defenders. Keep those legs moving to the 35. And you get another first down. Jonathan Wenzel going to try and ice this one away as well. Pick up his first win as a senior. Second down and a yard from the 35-yard line. Take a quick look at DC Everson, Wisconsin Rapids. Rapids up by 7 with 3 minutes to go, and I'm not sure who has the football right now. Rapids is going to try and get a first down. If they did, the game may have been over. Kirchmar hands it up off the right side to Posh, and he's going to get the first down inside the 25-yard line. Take a quick look here. There was an injured Rapids player. Rapids has the football. Let's see who that is. Looks like maybe a wide receiver. Tall, lanky kid for Wisconsin Rapids. First and 10 Nekoosa here. 4:20 to go in the ball game. Bertling flanks. Kirchmar to the right. He's going to hand it up to Jacob. Try and find a hole. He does. Up the middle. Berling to the 5. Touchdown! Jacob Berling from 24 yards out. And Nekoosa has gone up 36-0. Berling, a little speedy guy to complement Jonathan Wenzel very, very well. And we'll have running clock the rest of this football game with 4:08 to go in the ball game. What a night for the Nekoosa Papermakers, as Jonathan Wenzel will be asked to put his helmet back on for the 2-point conversion. Jacob Bertling getting into the end zone. Two-point conversion coming up. 4:08 to go. Kirchmar in the shotgun. In motion. Going to flip it up. The ball's on the ground and the 2-point conversion as soon as it is an incomplete pass. As soon as it is incomplete, the play is ruled dead, and that is where we are. As soon as the kickoff is made, the clock will run. We'll be back to Nekoosa with the final 4 minutes and 8 seconds here on Zaleski Sports.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
At Nicolet Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolet Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolet Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Kickoff there by Berling. Clock runs. 4:02 to go. Oh, it should run. Yeah, let's get her going here. 4 minutes left. I'm not sure if they know what to do. They know what to do here in Nekoosa. Up by more than 35 points in the fourth quarter. We run under 4 minutes to go. Again, we'll have an opportunity to talk to head coach Mark Tuttle and our player of the game, Jonathan Wenzel, at the conclusion of this ball game. Run up to the near side. Going to be taken down there near the 50. And is going to gain 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 coming up. Nekoosa will pick up win number 1 on the season. It'll go to 1-5 overall. Spencer Columbus will fall to 0-6 and 0-4 in conference play. Get more football for you tomorrow. Assumption Pacelli, 1 o'clock from Gerke Field. And there's going to be a whistle and a false start. Got to run it. Doesn't matter on penalties either. Make sure all of our ducks are in a row here, and have an opportunity to talk to Jonathan Wenzel after his nice performance. Touchdown. He might be in the choking mood after a win here tonight after his drop touchdown in the first half. We'll talk to him about that and really just picking up that first win and how much it means on Parents' Night to do just that here in his senior season. 2:25 to go in the ball game. 4th quarter, 36-0 Nekoosa. Run up the middle, and Lipke is going to pick up the first down with 2:10 to go. Doesn't get much easier for Spencer Columbus. They'll host Manawa next week, host Stratford in Week 8, and be at Shiocton in Week 9. As for Nekoosa, much of the same. They'll be in Amherst next week, taking on the Falcons, who lead WIAA Fremont 48-0, 48-40 up the middle for Neiman with the tackle, with 1:40 to go in the ball game. At Amherst next week, and they round out the last 2 games of the regular season at home against Shiocton on October 7th, and round it out in Week 9 against Wittenberg-Burnhamwood on October 14th. 1:20 to go in the ball game. 36-0 Nekoosa. Hand up to the near side. Bounces to the outside and brings him down. Posh again. Jordan Posh has come to play again here tonight. A sophomore. Again, a very young team. 3 seniors on the team. Just a handful of juniors. And the rest are very, very underclassmen. 45 seconds to go. In motion, handed up to Lipke up the middle. Big hole. Keep the feet rolling. He's still moving. Runs over one of his own linemen. 30 seconds left. First down, Spencer Columbus. And Carter Lipke ran right over one of his own offensive linemen, trying to get him out of the way. 20 seconds to go. Trying to preserve this shutout here tonight. 10 seconds left. In motion. Meyer going to roll out to his right. Pressure right away. Brought down in the backfield with the sack, and that'll do it. The Nekoosa Papermakers win their first game here in 2022. A 36-0 shutout over the Spencer Columbus Rockets. The Naisville Dairy postgame show coming up next here on Zaleski Sports. We'll have an opportunity to talk to head coach Mark Tuttle and our Zaleski Sports player of the game, Jonathan Wenzel. Back to Nekoosa after this on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties, and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Good. Thumbs up. Good. All right. Welcome back to Nekoosa High School. The Nekoosa Papermakers pick up their first win of the year here tonight. 36-0 shutout over Spencer Columbus. Coach, we just joked around a little bit about it. It was a fun one here tonight. Just talk a little bit about it.
It was fun. The kids have been working their butts off, and we've been a little bit outmanned. I mean, we start 8 sophomores, but they don't quit battling. I mean, I feel bad for Spencer Columbus a little bit. You know, they're in the same boat we are. You're struggling. Somebody had to win. I'm glad it was us. The kids deserve a little redemption, you know, for all the work they put in, and they get to celebrate a little bit.
And just talk a little bit about how important it was to preserve that shutout at the end. How much it meant to the team as well.
Well, it meant a lot to the team. We talked about it at halftime. We wanted the shutout, and me and another one of my coaches got to lose our facial hair over it. So I'm not sure our wives are going to be real happy about it, but anything you can do to make the kids work on it, and it was kind of fun. Got to have some fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, kind of just going back to the game, at the end of the first quarter, there was an injury to stop the clock with about 13 seconds left. Francisco Vega had a huge run. How much did that help get the momentum going into the second half where he scored a couple touchdowns?
Yeah, that was good. We knew if we finished the first half strong, we'd be all right because we were getting the ball to start the second half, and our goal was to take it, march it down the field, and score to make it 3 scores right away, and then, you know, work after that. And we accomplished it. A 5.5-minute drive kind of breaks their back a little bit, you know, to open the game, or the second half.
And one of the biggest plays of the game happened on the opening drive. 4th down, got to stop at the 21-yard line to stop them on downs. Just how big was that? Yeah,
we've been telling our defense all year long because they've been giving up some points. You know, teams in this conference are good. Yeah. Just keep doing it, and eventually good things will happen. And we worked real hard on their system, on what gaps we had to fill, and it was nice to get a stop for the kids and get them ready to go right away. So
perfect. All right, Coach. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bring in our Celestia Sports Highlight House Player of the Game, Jonathan Wenzel. John, obviously a big win tonight. Parents' night. Being able to get your first win of the year at home, how much does that mean as a senior?
It means a lot. You know, this is our first winner of this year, and it was my senior year. I was really hoping we would win, at least once. And I'm happy that's at home. You know, with friends with everyone on the team. You know, I know all of them. They all worked really hard, but we just haven't been able to pull through. But we did it today, so I'm really happy for that.
Able to call your own number on that first touchdown in the Wildcat. Just talk about a little bit of your role as a team. One of 3 seniors on this club.
I would say, you know, I'm the running back. I get a lot of the touches. So this game, we used myself to let everyone else get a chance to do what they can do, and I think it really worked out.
You can kind of joke around about it right now after a 36-0 win. right at the end of the first half in the end zone. Just talk about the ball going through your hands.
That was the worst thing that could have happened, I think. But we pulled through. I pulled through. I was able to come back and from it. But I think it'll still help me.
Absolutely. Obviously a big win. We're going to put you in the house. I don't know if you've ever seen any of our highlights or anything, but I'm going to give you the mic, all right? And I'm going to count you down. We're in the far right box. I'm going to back up, count you down 3, 2, 1. Just say your name and say I'm in the house, all right? Okay, I'm going to back out here. All right, you ready, John? 3, 2, 1.
I'm Jonathan Wenzel, and I'm in the house.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. With that, we're going to sign things off here in Nekoosa. Again, the Papermakers pick up their first win of the year. We'll be with Nekoosa again next week. They'll take on the Amherst Falcons. We'll have more football for you tomorrow. Assumption Pacelli, kickoff 1 p.m. from Gerke Field in Stevens Point. For Olivia Zimmerman and Joshua Bush, this is Steve Maves signing off here from Nekoosa High School. Again, the final score, the Nekoosa Papermakers 36 and the Spencer Columbus Rockets nothing. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon right here on Zaleski Sports.